What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the O Show podcast, episode 445. We are presented by BetOnline.ag. Sign up for your 50% bonus now as we approach Week 11 of the National Football League. Zach's got his notes, he's got his clipboard, and we're ready to rock and roll here for Week 11 coverage. You want to go with your picks first, right out of the gate?
Well, first, our Oracle review. About how well
the not-so-Oracle review presented by BetOnline.ag. What did you screw up this week?
So this week, we dumped the prop bets last week. So if I picked it, so there are two numbers, 8 of 15 with normal Vegas rules, or if you want to be super strict and say that, like, if I chose to team to cover and not win, but they won, you minus that, then it's 8 of 18. Either way, sitting right around that 50% mark. Normal Vegas rules a little above 50% than 8 of 15. So slowly, with the Oracle, building back strong. Oracle is coming back into your homes, ladies and gentlemen. So
it's so great that you memorized that too, considering you were telling me how you wrote it down on your clipboard before we started.
Wow.
I do want to point out too that we don't know where we are right now. You know, we did Zoom, we did your house, we did Hank's house, we did the studio couch setup, and now Hank gets to decide what's behind us.
No, you can change it up. It can change.
No politics, Hank, but you can make it whatever you want. You've seen Whose Line Is It Anyway, right? That one segment where they're basically being a weatherman and an anchor and trying to explain what's happening when the rest of the crew knows what's happening behind them. Some guy eating a piece of corn, a bullfight. Fun things like that, Hank. Please, no politics.
Or hilarious things, or just disgusting things. Whatever suits your fancy.
Maybe some scorpions. Who knows?
Ooh,
he gets a lot of compliments on his scorpions.
That'd be fun to have scorpions stand behind us. Anyway, you want to go with your NFL games first, or me? We're doing back we did last week, back and forth.
Well, I think what we did last week was a good repertoire, good chemistry.
Okay.
Was that loud?
Okay.
I don't know. The Saints are taking on the Eagles this week. I want to start with that one because as much as I hate to say it, Jalen Hurts is consistently getting better and better each week. I think the Cowboys have the NFC East by a landslide, but the Eagles are now 4-6, and they cover the spread by just 1 point against New Orleans this week. They are home. They have the under at 46. I'm taking the under at 46 because, again, as good as they have been, both of these teams have been iffy so far here in 2021, but I'm taking the under at 46, and I do believe that the Eagles will go over on the spread. They'll win by more than one.
All right. I feel like that it's fairly close, but one is so close. I'm going to say you're right on both of those. I would say it's still probably a 3-point game, but one is such a close margin. I think you're right on that one. All right, my first game of the week, I have the Bears +6 at the Ravens, and I don't think they cover. I think the Ravens, after that bad loss to Miami, they get back on the horse, and they at least got to get a solid at least 7 to 10 point victory over the Bears. And
what's the over-under?
45.
Because that could be a high-scoring game. It is the Bears.
I'm actually going to say the under. I actually think that it's kind of one of those where it's like 20 to 10. Like it's like a solid 10-point victory, but neither team musters up a huge amount of offense. So despite how good I believe Lamar Jackson is, I'm going with the under in that game.
Interesting. You want to talk? I know we didn't pick any of these teams, but the Cowboys are taking on the Chiefs this week.
Yes.
In what could be the most thrilling game of the week, Dak Prescott against Patrick Mahomes. Two elite quarterbacks going at it. I know Mahomes and the Chiefs haven't had quite the year that they were expecting going in. A lot of things really haven't gone their way. But I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think the Cowboys have, I think they have the cover by 3.5.
Believe you are correct on that one.
I mean, I can confirm here while Hank throws up a graphic in post-editing. But the Chiefs and the Chargers, they got the Chiefs and the Cowboys got the cover by 2.5. The over/under is 56 for that game. I might go over at 56. Those are some college football numbers right there between Dak and Patrick. But I think I'm going to take the over at 56 on my Dallas Cowboys, defeating the Chiefs on the road at Arrowhead.
All right, I guess I'll do my next game then, because I'll count that as
See, I don't count it, so I'm going to go ahead and do my next game. The Arizona Cardinals taking on the Seattle Seahawks with the 12th man backed in their corner in Seattle. The Cardinals obviously have Kyler Murray back this week. They kind of scuffled a little bit, you'd say, without him against the Panthers. Did not look very good at all without Kyler Murray, but he should be back in the saddle again this week, taking on a very, very, very desperate Seattle Seahawks team looking for a win to somewhat stay in the race in the NFC West, even though it ain't looking great with the Rams and the Cardinals. They looked abysmal last week against the Green Bay Packers. Shut out against the Green Bay Packers.
It was rough.
I think the Cardinals, this is a pick'em game, but the over-under is at 48. Kyler Murray coming back. Cardinals desperately looking for a win. I know the Seahawks are going to give it all their might to come away with a win, because if they lose this, they're basically out. The way their division, they have the two best teams in the NFC in their division. But if the Cardinals, to me, I think they're well more motivated because they are supposedly the best team in the NFC, and they got embarrassed by a very mediocre Carolina Panthers team last week. So I fully expect Kyler Murray to come back this week like Dak Prescott came back last week after losing 30-16 to the Broncos, comes back with a 45-3 shootout win against the Atlanta Falcons.
He made it to where I thought Falcons were going to cover, but Prescott came back. So I like that thing. I like that, saying the Cardinals are definitely there. I think the over is a good one on that. So I think that was a solid pick. All right.
Thank you. And since I only have one more, I'll go ahead and do my last pick. It's the Packers and the Vikings. You're going to have to wait your turn. But the Packers, I think they're the favorites by 2.5. Because, again, a big win against the Seahawks last week. What are you looking at? The camera's over there. The Packers are on the road in Minnesota at the new Vikings Stadium this weekend. I think it's America's Game of the Week this week. The over-under's 49, two great offenses. Kirk Cousins, again, iffy, but at the same time is known to put up some points, especially against Aaron Rodgers, who, again, did not look great against Seattle last week, but enough to get the job done given the defense shut them out. So I'm going to go with the over in that game, and I'm picking Green Bay to cover.
All right. Solid. I'm not going to give it any more opinion because we've taken up too much time with you anyway.
All
so,
right. Well, you take the main stage then, right here.
I'll go into my next game, which
it's all you. You got it.
Where are you going?
I'm going to coach you from here. I'm going to make sure that the notes aren't in the camera.
I'm fine. Steelers.
Plus you're in a very dangerous spot right now, and I don't want to be there right now.
Oh my God. Steelers plus 5.5 versus the Chargers. Steelers coming off a tie against the Lions, which, considering how bad the Lions are, that's basically the equivalent of losing 3 games in one sitting. So they're not looking great, and although the Chargers have lost 3 of their last 4, I'm saying that the Chargers win and the Steelers don't cover. Chargers win by at least 6. Get a pretty solid victory over the Steelers, and the over under that game is 47. And I'm going with the over in that one. I think that as not as iffy as the Steelers' offense has looked, I think Justin Herbert has a bit of a turnaround after last week and scores a bunch of points, gets that over.
I can't believe that's the Sunday Night Football game.
I mean, you expected the Justin Herbert, Big Ben. Those are two. It's one big marquee player versus a marquee franchise. Doesn't completely surprise me. Anyway, final game I have is Giants plus 11.5 against the Buccaneers. The Tom Brady, multiple games in a row with double interceptions, losing streak, Tom Brady. And that is, I'm predicting the Giants to cover. Bucs will win. I'm not predicting the Giants upset. I'm not predicting that. But Giants don't lose by 12 or more. They lose. It's even a 10-point loss. They cover the spread. So I'm going with that. And I'm also going over the 50 because the Bucs defense, it's not looked great. And so I'm saying that each team scores, around that mid 20s range, and they get over that over under of 50. So those are my football games, my NFL picks for the week. You can come back as we discuss our last set.
That was abysmal, by the way. I didn't think you were going to make it out alive. You were in a very precarious situation right there for the past 5 minutes.
We don't know. Maybe
you
it
don't
was
know.
Sunshine and rainbows.
You don't know. You don't know.
Maybe I was fine. Anyway, so
I'm honestly shocked you're not wet. Is it time for the Michael Cera halftime report?
We have one more segment.
Who made you the boss?
Yeah. We have one more segment briefly to talk about, and this is for you to have your joy. So I want to talk about expectations and coming back down to earth. So last week, I was talking all this hype about Mike White. And then this week, he threw 4 interceptions. So I'm just going to give you the floor to humble myself. Give you 30 seconds before we hop into the halftime report.
45 points. I know it's the Bills, and they are the team to beat in the AFC East. I mean, I know the New England Patriots are coming up. They're playing the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. But I told you so. I think everyone told you so. Kyle Borg, I'll give him a shout out. He told you so as well. He completely agreed with me in the sense that you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to the New York Jets and or Mike White. I mean, 400 passing yards against the Indianapolis Colts. I know he got hurt, but there was no way in telling that he was going to perform as well as he did in the first quarter. And against the Bills, I mean, come on. Come on, one score?
All right,
one score.
Took my medicine. Your 30
one
seconds
score.
Are up.
Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith. I'll throw Tim Tebow in there as well.
He never started.
And now Mike White. Oh, Sam Darnold. Ever heard of him?
Anyway, thank you for the humble pie, Jack. But now it is time for
the Michael Cera halftime report. Cue the Michael Cera halftime report graphic, Hank. You said we got some gossip on our hands today.
That's probably the most gossipy one segment we'll have.
As gossipy as you can get about Michael Cera.
So this story dates back to all the way back to 2016. I found out that's when a secret was revealed about a relationship Michael Cera had that was pretty serious that no one ever knew about. So back in 2010, in Toronto, Michael Cera and Aubrey Plaza were obviously shooting Scott Pilgrim together, and they decided to live together and start dating immediately after production of the film in secret and travel cross country, living together, dating from Chicago all the way to Los Angeles for over a year and a half, and nearly got married. Actually, was about to have the ceremony in Las Vegas before calling it off and then just eventually petering it out. And I just thought it was interesting, the fact that, celebrities, we always know way too much about their personal lives, and Michael Cera, that sly dog, somehow had a year and a half relationship where he almost nearly got wed, and we didn't know about it for another 6 years. So, I just thought that was interesting. Shows you, little clever boy. He avoids the paparazzi and still, has his fun. So, shout out to Michael Cera. And
I mean, have you ever seen This Is the End by Seth Rogen?
I have.
He had a lot of fun in that movie.
He did.
And then they killed him off. Were you crying when that happened?
A little bit of tears.
What would you do in his situation if you had a fiance that you didn't want the world to know about because you were too embarrassed?
Embarrassed? I don't think he was embarrassed of Aubrey Plaza, but I don't know. I think the way he handled it was kind of
Given what we see on camera between Michael Cera and Aubrey Plaza, I just feel like in that relationship she was the alpha and he was the beta. I just want to put that out there.
Still don't think.
Can you agree? Can you at least agree with me in that fact? The roles that Aubrey Plaza plays compared to the roles that Michael Cera plays, there's no way that he was the king of that household.
What we know about them as actors, since neither of us know them as people, I would say sure, probably. But
Michael, you're welcome on the show anytime, man.
Yes, and we will be kinder to our great Michael Cera when he chooses to show up. But that's all we have for this week. That was the
Michael Cera halftime report. Cue out the Michael Cera halftime report graphic, Hank. Are we going to talk some college football now to close out this segment? What do you got on tap for College Game Day this Saturday?
For College Game Day, the first ranked match this weekend, Michigan State. Plus, I did believe this number. I get the bad loss to Purdue, but at Ohio State, plus 19 at Ohio State.
Ew.
So I think Ohio State wins, but I definitely think Michigan covers a 19-point spread easy. And I
don't think it's even close.
Yeah, it's a
That's odd.
Really bad.
It's kind of a give me.
I mean, they're only one rank apart. I guess home field advantage. I don't know. It just seemed odd to me, but I'm going with the under in this game of 67, and so that's the first one. What do you think of that?
I completely agree with you. I honestly have no arguments there. I can't even pretend to have any arguments with you. I think that's a give-me pick of the week.
Yeah.
I think they easily cover the spread by 19, and I also am taking the under in that game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so second one is we got Arkansas. A lot of big spreads in these ranked matchups this week. Arkansas plus 20.5 against Alabama. Again, I don't think Arkansas is the better team. I think Alabama will win handily. I don't think they lose by 3 touchdowns. So I'm picking them to cover, and I'm also picking the under in that game of 58. Maybe these were just, there's some injuries on these rosters that I'm not aware of, but these spreads seem just like freebies to me. So, like I said, I'm predicting Arkansas to cover, and I'm picking the under at 58 in that game.
I'm going to go the under at 58, too. I don't see either of those offenses kind of covering that. I'm definitely going to take no, I agree with you. So far, 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I agree. It's weird. We don't usually have these weeks. I can't really argue with those two picks. I think you just picked the easiest gimme games of the week on Saturday.
I picked the only.
I think you tried to go easy this week just to ensure that your Oracle status remained intact.
The last one, Oregon are +3 underdogs at Utah. I'm not picking Oregon just to cover.
Are they really the underdogs in that game?
It is high elevation, Utah. That's a higher elevation game, so that might be harder to adjust to. But I think that Oregon is ranked where they are for a reason. I think their Ohio State win earlier in the season wasn't a fluke. So I'm picking Oregon to not just cover, but to straight up win and outright beat Utah. And I'm also going to pick the under in that game at 59, going with all the unders this week.
All the unders, all easy picks. Oh, my God.
All easy picks. For all we could know, he could be putting up it could be puppies right now. You have no idea what could be going on right here. There could be just so little happening.
Dude, watch out. Be careful. I can assure you they are not puppies.
You don't? Okay, what is it, like a gator? It's like a scorpion or something?
Dude.
Oh my God.
You're making it upset.
Making it upset? Get back here. Give me your opinion on the... Okay, at least from a distance, tell me what you think of Oregon, Utah. What do you thought of that one?
Oregon, Utah, I agree with you. I don't necessarily expect them to cover the spread. I think it's going to be very close.
I was thinking Oregon to cover and win.
I think Oregon's going to win. I agree with you there. However, I do think that they will win by more than 3.
Nothing, but the thing is, when it's the underdog, it doesn't matter if someone wants to cover something.
What are you saying?
That's when you're the underdog.
Tell me I'm right, Zach.
Anyway, we're 3 for 3. We actually got agreement,
they're back.
So feel pretty confident about college football this week. When he comes back, last little segment I want to talk about this week to wrap up the show. So the Manning cast. So that has been pretty notorious for being cursed. Every current NFL player that's gone on has lost their next game, and looks like it's not doing cross sports because Draymond Green was on, but then the Warriors won last night.
Yeah, Tommy B definitely shouldn't have gone on that show.
Yeah, and so I kind of want to talk
He was riding high, but now he's 6-3.
And now there's no new players sort of scheduled right now, current players scheduled to come on future Monday Manning cast. So I want to get your opinion on just both the Manning cast cursed and superstition in general in sports.
Superstitions I believe in. I mean, the bloody sock, there was the curse of the Bambino, the curse of the Billy Goat for the Chicago Cubs. There was a lot of baseball superstitions. Football, however, this is brand new. Probably the first ever digital video content creation curse, you could say, when it comes to the Manning show. I think they do a phenomenal job, though. Obviously, you knew Peyton was great in front of a camera, but to see Eli and those two go back and forth, you see them in a few commercials, but they haven't really done a ton of work together. So this is really cool to see. Tom Brady was 6-1 when he went on. They're 6-3 now. There's a lot to be said about sports superstitions, but I'm definitely on board with this one. We'll see who's the first to break it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because right now, it's only working for football. It's not cross-sport. Like I said, Draymond Green was on this past Monday, and then the Warriors won last night. So it's not a bad enough curse to affect cross-sports, but so far, no current football player has been.
See, I don't think you could judge it game by game unless it's the NFL, though. You got to judge it by the overall success
so
of the season.
We'll see how the Warriors next couple weeks, how Draymond Green's season goes. But
Draymond tears his ACL in 2 weeks. You know why it happened.
Yeah, wow. That is a good point. All right, so... Yeah, a little bit of a shorter one this week, folks, but that is all
That's because what's behind him right now is just I can't be on camera with you. I can't do it, Zach. Sign off. Turn out the lights. Remember to thank our sponsors, though.
Thank you, BetOnline AG. Sign up for that 50% off. What is the code?
Capital BLEAV 50.
All right.
Repeat it.
V.
I forgot the E. BLEAV 50.
AV 50 for that 50%. Hank, cue us out.